Welcome back, everybody, to the Rattle Cage podcast here, the Driver by Driver Breakdown at Dover. I am Ryan, joined with me is Sterling, and man, was I excited all week for Dover. I'm just kind of, unfortunately, road coursed out.
Yeah.
Uh, for a Sonoma race, that wasn't terrible, but yeah, I'm just
Thank
road coursed.
thank God we do not get Chicago next year.
I know. What an announcement. But yeah, I mean, you got to hand it to SVG and all that. And first Sonoma race, it wasn't bad with the tire wear, but yeah, I'm just sick of road courses. So I was excited for an oval all week, and we get rain today. No practice, no qualifying, so these guys are gonna unload with what they got. So
Yeah, and it's a brand new tire that for some dumbass reason NASCAR decided they didn't need to test it.
yeah, and that. I mean, we were talking pre-show, like that kind of scares the hell out of me because if you remember a couple years ago, there was a whole Bristol fiasco.
Was that I
And
want to say that was last year, last spring.
yeah, last spring, and then if you remember way far back, was it Indy or? I mean, it's
Well,
just
2022 pretty much the entire season was a shit show.
yeah, and then we had Indy way back in the day. I remember that was real bad. Was it '08 or something like that? Like
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember
I
what
can't
year.
remember the year that was, but yeah, I mean, we see this every once in a while. Like I'd like to sit there and think like these guys are quote unquote professional tire makers, I guess you want to say.
But we see
So
this time and time again. They say this tire is going to do this, and this is how we designed it, and then it does nothing like that. Like,
right. Like
it
uh, like
scares
like
me.
like the red option tires that we're supposed to wear, and
Yeah.
they never wore. So I don't know, man. This scares the hell out of me. I know we were talking pre-show. I personally I reserved a bunch of lineups and I went through and kind of took a couple of them out. I don't think I'm gonna go that heavy this week just off of this. But I mean
Yeah.
we're gonna get into it the best we can. I mean this is a complete shot in the dark. We're gonna go basically off past results and kind of just how guys have been running. I don't want to say intermediates, but like this is the intermediate package. I mean, you can look at Bristol, I suppose.
Well,
Um,
I can't remember. I want to say they ran the intermediate at Bristol. I know they did
yeah.
last season, but
So I mean, you could semi look at Bristol. I'm just trying to think Sterling like tracks that we can kind of compare.
you
Unfortunately, I think
could
Dover's just
kinda look at like Homestead and Vegas and the
yeah,
steep
yep.
tracks, but they're not like
No,
this.
Dover's kind of its own
Its own monster.
its own monster. Yeah, exactly. So there's not much you can really look at here, unfortunately. Like I said, we're gonna do our best here and navigate this line or minefield. Um, I I'm more of a this glass is half full or half empty, but I mean you could look at it and
That's where
say,
we differ. I'm always the this glass is half empty guy.
yeah, I'm the glass is half empty, and but hey, you might look at this, or somebody else might look at this and say, hey, you know what? I got as good of a shot as anybody else because there's no
It's
other, you know,
definitely a lottery ticket week.
it's a lottery ticket week, so there's no info that nobody has that you don't have. Basically, it's just a crapshoot. So depends
The
on how
thing
you
that
want.
thing that scares me the most is Goodyear said they designed this tire to lay rubber down and then pick rubber up. Like that. To me, that sounds like they're
Yeah,
gonna fucking just rip tires apart.
yeah, we're gonna be cording tires all day.
And then you're gonna have Goodyear blaming the teams for air pressure.
Well, and another thing we were talking about Sterling, they normally run this race either later or earlier in the year, and
Usually it's in like April or maybe early May.
that's what I thought. And this year Yeah, they're running it in the midsummer, so we're gonna have a hotter track.
It's going to be almost 90 degrees tomorrow, so this thing should be hot and slick.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, as far as like a race fan, it might be a good race, but as a DFS guy, boy, am I puckered. Um, but as always, Sterling does a really great job with these charts. We will, yeah, navigate these charts the best we can. Like I said, this is, he does a great job on these charts. I love looking at this, and unfortunately, this is pretty much all we have to look at going into tomorrow's race. So
Which is really disappointing because I was looking
it really,
forward to debuting the new practice chart.
yeah. So this is the Dover finishes. Sterling has this sorted by average. So as you can see, our pole setter Chase Elliott has the best average finish here, followed up by Ross Chastain. We're just gonna kind of look Alex Bowman. I know he starts like what 16th. That's
Yep.
not.
At 8,800 though, so it's
I
kind
know.
of.
They did price him up. He is Mr. Concrete, but they did price him
I
up.
think that's going to make him very low owned though. Honestly,
It
that's
very
I can't remember last time we've seen him priced up that high, if we
yeah
ever have.
yeah. Uh, Hamlin, Busher. I'm trying to see if anybody really. I know I messaged a Discord earlier in the week. Ty Gibbs for +10 was plus money. I love that bet. I made it. Josh Berry was plus, I believe, 250 for top 10. I put $5 on that. Figured, hey, F it, it's $5. Um, Blaney, if it wasn't for that 26th place finish, he would be up there. I like to look at the outliers here. Kyle Larson had an outlier, 32nd. Christopher Bell obviously had an outlier, 34th. One guy I was talking to Sterling about, Ricky Stenhouse. Did he really finish second?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
that
crazy.
that race was a complete shit show. But
Okay. So I knew Stenhouse always had good speed here. I didn't realize he finished second. I mean, like you said, it was a shit show, but tomorrow could be a shit show too. But
there
I
was
do.
like almost a third of that race was under caution to give you an idea of how messy it was.
Okay. Byron, he has one fourth place finish, and other than that, 22nd, 33rd. So he kind of scary. Bubba Wallace doesn't only has one top 15. Noah Gregson. I know he's a guy starting in the back tomorrow. That's kind of intriguing. I mean, his starting spots like you know might scream value. Carson Hocevar there, 22nd. Zane Smith. Michael McDowell. This is not a Michael McDowell race. Looks like.
No, and he's starting, I want to say seventh, so
Yeah,
just
so
automatically take him out.
yep, not a Joey Logano race. Don't look like. Austin Dillon doesn't look like he runs good here, which is surprising. Ryan Priest, I'm surprised he doesn't run better here.
The
Yeah,
Fords in general seem to struggle here outside of like Blaney and
yeah,
Busher, I guess, but
yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, you're kind of right. Busher is the top one with an 11th average place finish. Like yeah, that is kind of weird. But Blaney's a 12th place, but like I said, you take out that 26, that would be a little better. Um, Cole Custer, 15th place finish. I think he ran Xfinity good here, if I remember right.
I I was gonna say yeah, but I was thinking of Chase Briscoe,
Yeah,
but
but it's hard to trust Cole Custer in that car.
I think he's
So,
starting deep enough though, which we'll get into
yeah,
that here in a little bit.
absolutely. So this is the average running position. This is obviously where they, average where they ran all race. Alex Bowman again, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Blaney. Like I said, I really like Stenhouse. 9th, 14th, 15th. Like, that's kind of what you want from a guy starting 34th. Ty Gibbs, 13th, 11th. So William Byron, that's kind of interesting. He, obviously he had a 30 or something and a 20 something place finish, but he must have been up towards the front at some point.
He
obviously,
seems to be the guy that almost always unloads fast.
and then just runs into trouble. Josh Berry, Kyle Larson. I'm just trying to look down here. Christopher Bell, that's kind of surprising. He might not run good here, which is kind of crazy with being concrete. I figured, hot, slick track might play into his wheelhouse. Just trying to look down here, see if there's anybody that really sticks out. Not really. So this is the next up. We got the quality passes.
You're gonna, I was gonna say you're gonna love it when you get to the top of that.
I thought I missed something. Ricky Stenhouse, look at that. I've been screaming his name. If I'm not 100% Ricky Stenhouse tomorrow,
I can tell you I will be because I'm only playing one lineup and
yeah,
I'm
I probably am too, to be completely honest with you. So I probably will be 100% Ricky Stenhouse. He's my favorite play down there, but
I'll be 100% of 6 drivers. I'm just not quite sure what the other 5 are yet.
I know. So yeah, Stenhouse, obviously can pass guys here. It looks like Hamlin, Elliott, seeing Gibbs. There's another one we've been touting. Kyle Busch, Chastain, Bowman. Trying to see if anybody really sticks out. Not really. Um, I'll just go over the fastest laps. This is kind of nice to look at. Obviously, you get what 0.45 points for a fast lap, so you want guys that can get around Dover quick, and that's Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch. I just can't do it, man. I'm just completely out on Kyle Busch till he beats me. Uh, Kyle Larson, Chastain,
Larson is kind of a surprise there, actually.
yeah, yeah. He just had that one. What was it last year? Looks like. Other than that, he's just been kind of average as far as fastest laps. So last year he finished second, and then 32nd, sixth. So yeah, so last year he had a good run. I can't remember who did win it last year. Was it Yep, Hamlin. That's what I was gonna say. So all right. So next up, we got percentage of laps run inside the top 15. Look at who's number 4, Sterling. Mister starting 34th himself. Uh,
Yeah.
Bowman, Elliott, Hamlin, Busher, Chastain, Blaney Gibbs, Kyle Busch. I still can't do the Kyle Busch thing. I don't think I'm gonna get there. Next up we got the laps led. So yeah, looks like Dover 24 we had about one, two, three, four, five guys lead over 30 laps. Dover 23, 1, 2, pretty much 2 dominators. Well, you could count Kyle Busch as a dominator there in 23. 22 looked like that was pretty sporadic, huh? One, two, three, four. Yep, over
That's
60.
that race that I said was a shit show. So
Yeah, and then 20 laps, almost 20 laps, 18 laps. That was a freaking shit show. So, unfortunately, I mean, it's just going to be who the hell leads the laps tomorrow. I mean, I'd like to think Chase Elliott probably takes the lead for a little bit, but we'll get into all that. Uh,
honestly, I think the best approach is you look at this list here and you just jam the most guys you can, like towards top.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is I like looking at this. Um, I honestly like this list here for driver matchups on DraftKings Sportsbooks. It's sometimes you can find a good driver matchup that's completely mismatched, especially tomorrow when you know we have
You
no
have
practice
nothing else to
involved.
go
Yeah,
off of.
you have nothing else to go off of, but um, I don't know. Like you might have Stenhouse starting 34th, and Eric Jones. I don't even know where Eric Jones is starting, but Eric Jones.
27th.
Okay, well that's a bad example. But let's say Eric Jones was starting 13th. I might still play Ricky Stenhouse over Eric Jones. So I don't know. It's just it is nice. It'll be nice once I looked before we went live here. The sports books didn't have anything out yet as far as DraftKings goes. So I didn't check any other ones, but this is nice. This is the driver rating for each race. Basically, they take everything that we just looked at, make a rating for each driver, and obviously, it looks like the top dog at Dover has been Denny Hamlin. And like I said, I'm high on Ty Gibbs this week just because yeah, the sportsbook had plus money for a top 10, and we know who is working with Ty Gibbs right now.
Yeah, and another thing to hit on Hamlin, this not only has he obviously been one of the better, if not the best, at Dover in the next gen, but he's one of those guys you think of when you think of tire wear or managing your tires. So
Yes, yes, yes. So if this tire, and I believe, I could be wrong on this, I thought I read somewhere where this tire is supposed to wear. Um, but, so yeah, I mean, if it is, Sterling's absolutely right. I think you're going to want to jam in. Denny Hamlin there is a
I can't
hybrid
think
play.
where he starts right now. You know?
13th. 13th.
But like looking at this list, the guys that jump to me just because of what their prices are would be Eric Jones, Stenhouse, and Ty Gibbs.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I couldn't agree more. Um, Here's pass optimals. Kyle Larson going from 21st to 2nd, 15th to 3rd. So it looks like
Kind
he.
of, actually
This is a
didn't.
triple punt.
Yeah, that's. I didn't really look at this a whole lot yet, but looking at these specifically last year makes me feel a little better about how I want to approach tomorrow because I don't know if I'm gonna play an early lap leader. Like,
Yeah, Hamlin starting 6th was the highest guy up towards the front there. Yeah, you didn't start anybody inside the top 5. That's a good point. Um, And then here's May 20. Yeah, so this is April. You can see the months right here. That's a good job, Sterling. April, May, May. So, and here we are in the middle of July. So this this is going to be a very interesting race. So here's yeah, as I said, there's 3 punts. Hemrick, I don't know. I don't know who the hell would have played Hemrick starting 14th, but
yeah, right.
uh,
And
but yeah,
the exact dates on those would have been April 28th, May 1st, and May 2nd. So
okay. So here's a double punt. Looks like what starting 3rd and 8th, and then 2 guys in the teens, and then 2 punts. And this one, you said this one was a shit show, so we won't really look at this one. But I'm just kind of curious. 1 punt and starting 4th and 7th. So you had 2 guys starting inside the top 10. You had 2 guys starting inside the top 10 and 23, and you just had 1 here in 24. So Um, yeah. So yeah, like you said, we'll get into it, but we might kind of approach this semi like a super speedway race and kind of go off the back. But next up, we got lap sled and fast laps by start position. So for um, for thinking about Chase Elliott tomorrow, looks like I don't know. It looks like they lead 10 less than 10% of the laps. So 400 laps tomorrow, 10% would be 40 of them. Whoever started first has never led over 40 laps. It's kind of interesting. Uh, Fast laps. I mean, it looks like they do have, pole sitter did have some fast laps, but yeah, as far as laps led, it does not come from the or it does not come from the pole. And let's look at team history. It looks like you were kind of saying, Sterling Penske doesn't really run good here. RFK doesn't really run good here. Fords are kind of but yeah, this is Hendrick and JGR. Just out of curiosity. Oh no, wait, that's right. The sports books weren't up yet.
I just went back real quick and looked at the weather for those races at Dover back the last 3 years, and the average temperature was roughly around 70 degrees. So we're looking at 20 degrees hotter than typical. So
Yeah, yeah. So, yep. So that's that. Let's go over to DraftKings here. Oops. Let me get over here. Hit DraftKings. Okay. All right. So we got this pulled up here. So, all right. So as we said, we have 6 guys above 10K, which is kind of shitty. But as we were talking about in the when we were going over the charts, Larson, Blaney starting in the back, Hamlin starting 13th, Byron and Bell starting 5th and 3rd, and then Chase Elliott on the pole. Sterling, how are you navigating this minefield? I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think we kind of talked pre-show. Like, I think you just play Larson, Blaney. Although we want to throw in Hamlin, I don't think you play all 3 of them. So, do you just try to pick one of them and
I
you
think,
play
I
you
mean,
play
it's
Hamlin?
so tough. Like, this race is honestly just a shit show. Like, there's no other way to put it. But being what Larson does on steep tracks, being that it should be hot and slick, we know it's gonna. That's just, you always think of Kyle Larson when you think of like a slick track.
Right.
But Hamlin, like we said earlier, you think of him when you think of managing tires. Then Blaney, he's a guy you think of when you think of concrete tracks. At least I do.
Yeah. Yep.
But on top of that, don't they call Chase Elliott concrete Chase?
Yep. Yep.
So I think you group those guys and you play 2. You could probably play 3 if you want, but I think that's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
I, it's so tough, honestly. Like, I think Blaney's my favorite, followed by Larson, Hamlin, out of those 3.
Right.
And then when you go down to the top 5, I think Elliott's the clear favorite.
Yep. Yep. I don't want to say I have no interest in Byron and Bell. I think if I was doing the 20 max, the Chrome Horn, um, I think I would, play a couple of them guys, just I think they're great GPP plays. But as far as, putting into our single line, I know I won't get the Byron or Bell.
Now, like, to be honest, I'm approaching tomorrow just hoping for a min cash. Like, I'm really not playing to win tomorrow. I'm just playing to build the bankroll a little bit.
Yep. Yep. And hopefully Indy looks a little bit better for us. So
Yeah.
Next up, we got the 9K guys, Reddick, Chastain, and Briscoe. I think the only guy I'm playing there is Chastain. I don't know if you agree with that. The only guy I consider playing is Chastain, I should say.
Yeah, that's I don't really have any interest in Briscoe.
No, I
Definitely
don't
don't
either.
have any interest in Reddick, which hurts to say because this is the kind of track I typically think of him. But
Yeah,
he hasn't been there this year. That team hasn't been there this year. They're actually entered as an open team now, so
yeah, yeah. And I know we were kind of talking about it pre-show. We should see a comp caution. I know they haven't, as far as I saw, they haven't officially announced it,
I'm gonna
but
look that up now.
we should see a comp caution. So I don't know if that kind of tears us away from Chase Elliott because we know he's not just going to run away and lead the entire first stage. Like he is going to have a little bit of competition now twice. If that changes your mind as far as playing Chase Elliott, but that changes. Well, it doesn't change because I wasn't going to play Briscoe anyway. But now Briscoe's even more, I think, kind of unplayable. And like you said, Tyler Reddick just hasn't been there all year. I really have no interest in either one of them. Chastain, um, we saw his numbers pop in every category on the charts, but like Sterling said, Trackhouse just I know he just saw SVG kind of run the road courses there, but Trackhouse just hasn't been there this year other than SVG at the road courses. So next up, we got the 8K guys. Alex Bowman starting 16th, Logano starting 8th, Kyle Busch starting 10th, Chris Buescher starting 12th. I think the only guy I have interest there in is Alex Bowman starting 16th. I think Logano starting too far forward. Um, Kyle Busch, yeah, his numbers popped. I can't do it. Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher is going to be low owned. If you were in a big GPP, I'd probably maybe try a lineup or two with him, but I'm not. I'm not shoving him into anything. How about you, Sterling?
I agree pretty much 100%. Bowman's their clear favorite. You can make an argument for Busher because I would imagine he's going to be very low owned with
Yep.
Hocevar right underneath him.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I I don't see him dominating the race, and I think you're still going to kind of need that with the 12th place starting spot.
Absolutely. So we got Hocevar starting 33rd, not 13th. I'm sorry. Hocevar starting 33rd. Brad K starting 15th. Ty Gibbs starting 9th. Cindric starting 26th, and Priest starting 11th.
You know what I just realized?
What's that?
Hocevar and Stenhouse get to start side by side.
Nice. Oh boy, I'm gonna I'm gonna play 100% Stenhouse. Well, play one lineup Stenhouse, and they're gonna wreck each other there for battling for 31st. And yeah, I'm gonna be done for the day. But
Yeah.
but that is crazy. That's I didn't notice that. But yeah, host of ours starting 33rd. Obviously, that's gonna be appealing. Sterling, one that's kind of interesting. Brad K starting 15th. Now, this wouldn't really pop to me, Sterling, but like I'm just thinking tire wear. Like if this does turn into a tire shit show, you know.
We always see him up front in these shit show tire fests.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
back in
he's in a must win spot if he wants to make the playoffs. So
yeah. So I just for that reason, I don't think he'll probably be high owned. And
no, you got Hocevar right above him, Ty
yep.
Gibbs right below him, or Cendric right below Gibbs. I feel like those three are going to take all the ownership in this range.
Yeah. So I definitely like I've got a little bit of interest in Kozlowski. I don't know if he'll necessarily make my one, lineup, but
He's
I,
not going to make my one lineup, but if you're
yeah,
doing a 20 max, I could see maybe having him in like 4 or 5.
Yes.
150, I would definitely be all right playing him, but
Yes. Ty Gibbs. I know midweek when the pricing came out, I was all excited for 7,400 price tag. Is he starting too far forward for you, or you think he's still in play, starting ninth at 7,400?
I think he's definitely still in play at that price. I think he probably will be lower ish owned,
Yeah.
but I think he could be a top five car. Like, we don't have
Yeah.
anything to go off of that, but we haven't really seen him and Gabe Hart run a whole lot of actual racetracks together this
Right.
year. But I think this is one that he kind of comes out and maybe shocks people a little bit.
Right. Right.
JGR's hands down been the best in the next gen air here. Then it's Hendrick, so I feel like you really just want to play as many Hendrick and Joe Gibbs cars as you can.
Right. I agree. So yeah. Obviously, Hostafar is going to be probably the clear cut favorite play here. Brad K, a little bit of interest. Ty Gibbs, a little bit of interest. Cindric, I don't think. Just judging by your chart, certainly looks like he's about a 20th place car at
He has
Dover.
definitely struggled at Dover. Penske has struggled at Dover outside
Yeah.
of Blaney.
Ryan Priest, this is definitely a track, I think Ryan Priest should be all right at, but starting 11th, I think he's probably a little too far forward for me.
Yeah, I would say he's a little too far forward, but I think him and Barry both, either like just one of them, would make a pretty decent pivot to be different.
Yeah, yeah. Now going off this whole shit show, if you're playing Brad K, that Josh Berry, I think, is the other guy that I think I would probably consider because I think if it all goes to hell in a handbasket, I think Josh Berry is a nice, you know, conservative guy that I think could be there.
Yeah, and I want to like if you're using an optimizer, I would probably group those three guys together, like Priest, Barry, Brad K, and not have more than one.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Allmendinger starting 17, 6,600. I have no interest in that.
I have a
SVG,
little bit of interest in Dinger. Let's
okay,
This tire supposedly is supposed to be a little softer and wear more. And on
okay.
that new tire code that they have ran on most of the intermediates, he's actually been the best as far as average. So
Yeah,
I don't think you're gonna get like a huge score out of him, but I could see like 35 to 40 points.
okay. Yeah, and for 6,600, like that's all you can really ask for. SVG starting sixth. We're not playing SVG starting sixth.
No, that's I just seen
Um,
someone tweet unless they add a right hand turn overnight, you don't want SVG.
they're gonna run the Doble.
Yeah,
Don't give them any ideas. Bubba Wallace starting 22nd. I just judging by your charts, I don't know. New tire, 2311 drama.
yeah, not just
I
that, but Bubba Wallace drama as well. Like he's been when he's not running well, he is a
head case.
miserable person.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
Ed Case, but
yeah. Eric Jones. I have a little bit of interest in Eric Jones.
I have
As
a lot of interest in
yes,
Eric Jones.
yes. I love that play. I wouldn't mind like Jones and Stenhouse together. Honestly, like if you wanted to semi double punt, I guess if you wanted to call them punts. Um,
I can tell you right now they are both in my placeholder.
Yeah, and I don't mind that at all, especially with all the people up top that we want to get to. I wouldn't mind playing both of them together. So Eric Jones, obviously, great play. Stenhouse, we've been touting him all day or all night. Suarez, McDowell, I'm not playing either one of them to be honest with you.
No, Gregson, I do have
Yeah,
some interest in specifically because of that starting spot.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, at 5,900, starting 36, and he's actually. I want to double check here, but I feel like he has ran well here, but kind of struggled. I guess
yeah.
last year he finished sixth, and then 2023 he finished 34th. So
Okay. Um, I mean, Nemechek, Zane Smith, a little bit of interest there. I don't think I'm playing anybody below Zane Smith. I mean, no Haley, no Gillen, no Austin Dillon, no Custer.
no, I don't have a whole lot of interest in Nemechek, and I can tell you he's not making my one line. Zane Smith, definitely have interest in him.
Yeah, yeah.
Justin Haley, I can't do it. Todd Gillen, I can't
Nope.
do it. Austin Dillon, I can't do it, but it might potentially end up being Dirty DJ's punt of the week. So
Yeah, Cold Custer. Yeah, I don't. I
you,
don't.
I think you can make an argument for Custer or Herps, but I'm not playing anybody else down here.
No, no, nope. I couldn't agree more. So if you let's just say we went this Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse play. Hell, he's a 93 per player.
Throw in
Uh,
Hosevar.
that's what I was just gonna say. I'm gonna throw in Hosevar. Let's throw in
We can
Bowman.
probably do a lot with this.
So if we throw in Bowman, that's 10-5.
Go Elliott.
Yeah, let's throw
I
Elliott
kind of
in.
hate that, but
So yeah,
I actually do not mind that lineup.
so Hamlin, Elliott, Bowman, Hosevar, Stenhouse, Jim. I don't mind that either, to
That's
be
the
completely.
fucking optimal.
Yeah, yeah. You wait. I might throw that in something. Yeah, I don't mind that lineup, honestly.
I actually really like that lineup.
Huh.
And then that gets you off the clear chalk of Blaney, and I would imagine Larson's going to be highly owned too. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that is actually a very interesting lineup.
I like it. I like it.
You want to double check the sports book?
Yep. Let's get on the sports book here. We will leave car cup races. Come on. Oh, what the hell? I hit. I back to the MLB. All right, let's go up here. NASCAR Cup races. There we are. Nope, all we have is race winners.
The
So
fact that Larson
Larson's
is the
favorite.
favorite is kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, considering he's starting what 25th,
Yeah, and
the
then
25th,
Blaney being
23rd,
what,
something
fifth?
like that.
Yeah, Larson starts
Yeah,
25th. Blaney starts, I want to say 32nd, maybe 31st. But
that's absolutely crazy. Uh, yeah, I mean to be completely honest, I have no idea if I had a $5 bonus bet who I'd even throw it on. I mean maybe
Bowman, if
Hamlin.
I had a bonus bet,
Yeah, Bowman wouldn't be a bad one. Ty Gibbs wouldn't be a bad one if you wanted to
I
go like.
always use my bonus bets on longer odds.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that.
I'm not telling you I expect him to win, but
But
I
yeah, if you got a
I think
bonus
he
bet,
has a shot at least. Like
absolutely. So well,
It's
Sterling.
definitely his best track.
Yeah. Before we go, we'll Sterling will throw this chart in our Discord. The chart that we went over.
It's already in there actually.
It's already in there. Okay, never mind. He
So
will.
all you guys got to do is hop in the Discord,
Exactly. So
which
I
is
will post
free.
the. I will post the link to the Discord in the comment section if anybody wants to join it. It's free. We talk DFS, all things NASCAR, up to the green flag. You know, yeah, we got a lot of great minds in there. Ben, Brad, RJ, like you said, Cam Fan, D Bowls. I'm trying to go through. I know I'm going to miss somebody. Barnett. I know Barnett was there today pre Xfinity. I know I'm missing people. If you're watching, I miss you. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, we got a lot of great minds in there. So if you have a question on who to play, obviously, like I said, this is kind of a crapshoot tomorrow, kind of a lottery ticket, I think. But we'll try to steer you in the right direction, or somebody will try to steer you in the right direction. So other than that, Sterling, that's about all I got. It was, I mean, before we go, we'll say that was cool. High Limit was on FS1 there Thursday night. Um,
239,000 average viewers.
okay, I kept checking Twitter to see if they had had the numbers out, and that's cool. That's not terrible.
Now,
Hopefully,
I was hoping for a little more, but you got to
yeah,
account that there's probably just as many, if not more, watching on Flow.
right, right. So hopefully that hopefully FS1 decides to pick up more, or these smaller like CW, or somebody like that decides to want to pick them up.
Maybe we can get the High Limit midweek series on FS1 full time, and we can get
Yeah,
DraftKings for it.
yeah, that would be nice. Me and Sterling are going to the high limit race on Tuesday, Lernerville. That'll be fun. I'm
Tess
excited.
Jarrett was messaging me. He wants us to send him some pictures and videos of it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Old Teixeira, I know he's fired up. He was fired up over the Chicago not coming back next year. He said he hated Chicago, but it was kind of nice that he lived like 8 hours. Like he almost went this year, but he said something came up and he couldn't go. But he's kind of lives close, so he's like, oh, maybe next year. And then now there's no Chicago, so
Too bad Road America wasn't still racing for him.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's kind of right where we are, where it's like we're just in no man's land, like just no good tracks around us. Like we got Watkins Glen, which he wants to go. I don't know. In my opinion, if I'm going to a NASCAR, I don't want to go to a road course. I'll
Now,
probably,
if
I'll
it's
probably, I'll probably eventually venture up at some point just to say I went, but like you're gonna see the cars go by, then you're gonna sit there for a minute and check your phone and get on Twitter, and then it's
if
like,
they if NASCAR would take the Xfinity series to IRP with the trucks, I would go watch that.
yeah, yeah, that would be,
Far from
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah, I'd be all right with that. That's a good point. I'd like to make it out to Indy sometime. That would be fun. But all right, Sterling. Well, I think that's all I got. Definitely getting that Discord. Um, yeah, let's crush tomorrow, I guess, as much as we can.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's hope the right tires blow and the right tires stay together.
exactly. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week for Indy.
Yep, see ya.